everybody. I'm excited to introduce to you Jenn Kuipers. She's going to be the new middle school music appreciation teacher. And welcome, Jenn.
Thank you.
Also going to have a preschooler at Zeeland Christian in the fall. So we're really excited on that front as well. So yeah, welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited.
Good. And tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're excited to fill this role at Zeeland Christian.
Yeah, so I have lived in Holland my whole life. I'm a Holland Christian grad and Hope College grad. And my husband went through Zeeland Christian, and we met in high school. So we were high school sweethearts. So I have heard so many awesome, great stories about Zeeland Christian because he absolutely adored his teaching there. So I actually requested to student teach at Zeeland Christian in the middle school when I was at Hope, and had the privilege of student teaching with Jim Harris. Absolutely loved it at ZCS. So when I graduated from Hope, I taught at Moline Christian for 3 years, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And then I switched to Rose Park Christian, which is part of Holland Christian Schools. And I've taught 5th grade there the past 7 years. And now I have 2 little girls at home, and I just am looking for something a little bit more part-time. And this position for me was like such a godsend, because not only is it part-time, but also middle school, which is my jam. I love middle school kids, and I'm so excited to go back to middle school. I have missed it wholeheartedly. And like you mentioned, we have a daughter who will be in preschool, and we are planning on Zeeland Christian for her. And so it just feels like it's going to be home for me, and kind of like I'm coming back because I student taught there. And I'm super excited, super excited to be a part of the staff and be a part of the community as a parent as well.
Would you mind sharing a little bit of your faith journey with us?
Yes, of course. So I grew up in a loving Christian home. And as I mentioned before, I was blessed to be able to go to a Christian school, preschool all the way through. And I don't think I really realized what a gift that is when I was a student, but I decided that I wanted to be an educator when I was in middle school. I actually did not like school whatsoever and was just anxious about going to school. I never really felt like the teachers really cared about me personally. And so I just decided, you know what, I feel like I can do this differently. And I can't do it without being in a Christian school and being able to share my faith with students. And I just think that's such a cool thing about being a Christian ed teacher. So I knew when I was at Hope, I was going to become a teacher so I could teach at a Christian school. I knew that wholeheartedly all the way through. And so for me, my faith has grown the past 10 years being a teacher at Christian schools, and also becoming a mom, obviously, has helped my faith grow even stronger as well. I can't wait to share more of my faith story with those middle schoolers at ZCS, and just through music. I mean, what a great way to connect with our God through worship as well.
Absolutely. I should have asked this after the first question, but what is your husband's name?
His name is Jenn Kuipers.
Okay, Jenn Kuipers. Okay, awesome.
Stephen, yep.
So you guys were both at the parent night, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's all clicking. I remember that name.
He was the one that it has celiac and was asking about the gluten-free cookies.
Oh, that's right. I was like, we had some sort of interaction that was memorable, and I could not remember it.
It was probably that.
That's right. Yeah, because we had the City on a Hill, the monster cookie. That's right.
Yes.
That's right. That's so funny. Nice. Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
So with obviously you've been teaching for a while. At multiple schools, and so would you mind sharing? I guess parents would love to hear
Yeah.
a little bit more about your teaching style and the approach you have with middle school students.
Yeah, for sure. So in terms of my teaching style, I'm definitely very relational. My middle school experience, having been a middle school student, I never felt a real connection with any of my middle school teachers. I always felt like they didn't love middle schoolers, and it was just a job to them. And so when I became a teacher, middle school was the first teaching role that I wanted. That I when I student taught at Zeeland Christian, it was in 8th grade with Mr. Harris, and I just feel like middle school is such an awesome time in a student's life, but it's also tough, right? Like middle school isn't easy, and I just love being able to walk alongside those kids at that age and in that stage in life. It's such a pleasure. I actually, when I taught at Moline Christian, I coached 3 different sports as well, and I directed the 8th grade play, and it was just awesome to be a part of their life in so many different facets. And I feel like with the music appreciation or music exploration course, I'm going to have a connection with these kids that I can hopefully build their respect with through relations. Sorry, that's my dog barking.
That's awesome. Pause. What kind of dog do you have?
A golden retriever.
Nice. Awesome. Good bark.
Yeah, she's our fur baby. She's definitely a part of the family.
Nice.
So anyway, middle school is where my heart truly is, and I'm definitely like love and logic. I want to show the kids that music in this case is so much fun, and there's so many different aspects of it. And I'm really pumped to get started.
Cool. So tell us a little bit more about you. What do you like to do? What are some of your hobbies?
Yeah.
Obviously, you're probably super busy as a mom.
Yeah. So hobby-wise, we absolutely love to travel. My husband and I tried to travel a lot before we had kids. And then once we had our oldest, Braylon, who will be in preschool next year, we've been traveling with her. And now Adeline, she is 8 months. She has not been on a vacation yet. We had to cancel spring break. But we are actually intense Disney fans. So we go to Disney World about 3 times a year.
That's awesome.
So that's one thing about me, for sure. I love Disney wholeheartedly. And other hobbies would definitely be loving to sing. I went to Hope College on a vocal scholarship and I took voice lessons starting at 1st grade all the way through. I sing on the praise team at church, and it's just a huge part of my life is singing. And then reading. I'm an English major, and that's what I taught in middle school when I taught 6th through 8th grade is English. And so I love to read. And then just spending time with family, for sure. Walking our dog, spending time with our little girls, and yeah.
So I'm going to be the middle school worship band leader this year.
Are you?
And so we will definitely have to collaborate on that as well.
I would love that. I would love it.
That's
when
awesome.
When I student taught at Zeeland Christian, I helped lead worship. And back then there was I can't remember what the class was called, but we did a wired in worship. Devotion time with the kids.
Oh, okay.
8th graders led it, and there were like small groups. I don't know. Jim Harris was kind of in charge of that. It was really cool.
Okay.
We went through a book with the kids, and then I helped with like the worship at churches and things like that with the 8th graders. It was a lot of fun. I would love to connect and do that. It'd be awesome.
Yeah. So there were a couple other questions that I had sent you, and I forgot before we started to ask you which ones you wanted
you're fine.
to ask you. But
I'll answer
Yeah.
all of them. It's fine.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So yeah, a little bit more about you. What are some of your favorite things to eat, and maybe favorite places to eat once that we're allowed to go back and sit down and eat at places?
Right, for sure. I would say my favorite place to eat here in Holland's probably Hops. I love going downtown, and I love their spaghetti pie. So that is probably my favorite. I'm also a huge pizza girl, so Sluggos and their breadsticks are like super high on my list as well.
Nice.
I'm also a huge Diet
Definitely
Coke.
relate.
Yeah. I'm a huge Diet Coke addict. Unfortunately, today it's only what time is it? 2:10, and I've already had 3 cans. It's not okay, I know, but it's just my students always get me Diet Coke for gifts because it's like they just know I love it so much. But hey, I guess
Awesome.
it could be worse, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And there's a fridge in the middle school area, so just bring in, 24 pack,
I will.
label it, put your name on.
Yep.
That's so yeah, so what as you think about music appreciation,
Yep.
what are some things that you're excited, like, so let's say I feel like in middle school we see the students who like are excited about that class, and then the other students that are in there are the ones who don't want to do choir. And so,
exactly. Yeah, totally.
Which is totally fair. I
Yeah.
get it. I mean, I'm a musical person, but I get that people aren't,
Yep.
Absolutely. And it's kind of uncomfortable and it's intimidating,
Yep.
especially if you're just really insecure about, not being creative in that way.
Yeah.
Maybe what are some ways that you would draw out a student like that, or maybe a story of how you have in the past?
Yeah, totally. So, my husband is actually one that is not at all musically inclined. And he loves to hear me sing and loves to listen to music. But when it comes to like, can you sing or can you play an instrument? His answer is no way. Like, I cannot do that. In fact, one time I sang at the outdoor church service on the south side of Holland. And in the summertime, and we had them call our house to ask if I could sing, but they accidentally asked him instead of me. And he was like, I think you have it the wrong person. Like, I cannot sing. So I totally get it. One thing that actually, this sounds kind of funny, but that draws me to teaching this class, because my love for music comes in so many different facets. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to develop a curriculum that gets kids who maybe think that they don't really like music and that it could be boring, and turn it into something that's really exciting and hopefully a highlight of their day and their week. My ideas range. I don't have anything set in stone yet, but I'm thinking things like a unit on movie soundtracks. I mean, yesterday we watched Star Wars, the latest Star Wars, and I was like, this music is awesome, and how that kind of music has changed our culture. And worship music, I mean, anybody who is a believer knows that worshiping God is like what we're here for. So how can we worship God? How has worship music changed through the years? I also think things like music and through the decades would be fun to look at. So it's not going to be a class where we solely look at, how can we appreciate classical music and Bach and Mozart, which I think is a lot of kids what they think of when they think of music appreciation, but it can be a lot of fun and interesting. We can create music in new ways. And I'm excited about it. So I'm hoping that those learners that maybe are a little nervous about having a music class will walk away even after day one, meeting with me for one class, knowing like, I think this is actually going to be pretty exciting and I might grow as a music lover in a new and exciting way, and learn why music is even a part of our world and how God has gifted this to us. And how cool is that, you know?
Yeah. What are some of the albums that you're listening to, or some of your favorite bands or things like that?
Yeah. Well, currently in our house, we listen to a lot of kids' music.
Yeah.
I will be honest with you. We have an Alexa at our house.
Yep.
And my daughter, Braylon, will go up to Alexa and say, Alexa, play Moana. And we literally, I think, have listened to the Moana soundtrack probably 150 times in the past couple.
Which at least it's Lin-Manuel, right? Like at least it's, like well
that is
scored,
very true. That is very true. We could do a unit on Disney music. I mean, it's great music.
Oh yeah.
No, so for sure, little kid music right now. But in all seriousness, I love Lauren Daigle. I love Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant.
Nice.
I was at their Christmas concert the past 2 years in a row in Grand Rapids. So some of that old school worship stuff I love. I also really love oldies, like the good old Beatles. I'm a huge fan of that as well. So
nice.
I'm honestly like open to really any genre of music. It just depends on my mood.
Totally.
So, yeah.
And that's why you're a perfect fit for this role. Amongst other things.
Yeah. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'm really, really looking forward to it. And it's funny. I've talked to my husband about he always says, I can't imagine teaching middle school, and I'm like, it's the best. Like, it's so much fun. I absolutely love it. Even the challenges, and I have some crazy stories even from teaching for the past 10 years of some middle schoolers that were tricky, but it's like I love every one of them, so I'm really excited.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're excited to have you. Can't wait to meet you in person at some point, hopefully.
Right. Well, we could get our girls together for a play date maybe sometime.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. They can talk to Alexa together.
Right, exactly.